Good sis, what are we discussing today?
We're talking about finding self-love.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Tell me
The
why you picked this
road.
topic. Go ahead. Tell me why you picked this topic today.
I picked this topic, the road to self-love, because it's very important about how we need to love ourselves first. I've been making a lot of videos about that. Finding love within yourself so then you can find love outside of yourself. It's important. It has to start there.
Are you seeing that most people that you encounter and interact with, they're not showing that? Because there's got to be something that's being displayed, right? To make you feel like, all right, we need to talk about this. So it's something that people are showing that is indicating that they don't have this. They don't have self-love. So what are you seeing in your everyday type deal, whether it be with your family, whether it be at work, right? Whether it just be in general going to the store, that makes you feel that this is something that people are really not tapping into, loving themselves.
I see too much hatred in the world. We're too mean to each other. We're not compassionate, excuse me. I feel like we don't think about another person. We are very selfish now. And before, back in the day, we did a lot of thinking about the other person. We spoke to people as we walked down the street. We're very mean and nasty. And I also see a lot of people, to me, if you ask me, hating themselves. Because in my opinion, I feel like if you hate yourself, hate things about you, that's what you protrude out into the world. You protrude
Right.
hate out to other people. You're mean, you're nasty, you're disrespectful. You don't dress the part, you don't get dressed. You come outside, you don't look great when you walk out. You don't care
Hmm.
for yourself, you don't do your hair, you don't put on appropriate clothing. I think it's all connected to me. So I'm seeing a lot of that these days. How about you?
I don't think it's something that's talked about when people are growing up.
Mm.
Like everything that I can see it as far as growing up as a child was especially when it came to my mom, was putting everything and everyone before herself.
Mm.
It wasn't really until I would say these last 5 to 10 years of just self-development and wanting to change some things about my character, in which, and honestly, a lot of it came with even with just my health and wanting to improve upon that, in which I began to realize that I can't love not a soul if I don't take care of me first. And when you are raised in a situation in which that's all you see is, especially when it came to my mom, was that, of course, mothers, parents supposed to take care of their kids. You know what I mean? But what she didn't understand was that if she didn't take care of herself first, how could she be the best mom?
Mm.
And that, I think we live in a world where we're told to work, 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 do, never interflexion, always out of flex. And nobody focuses on you really looking inward and internally and trying to change the things that seem deficient in one's life. Not understanding that if you take care of these things, it's going to give a response. It's going to give a reaction. It's going to give a display to other people, which you're going to show that care, which you're going to show that love, which you're going to show that kindness, that you're going to show that courtesy. So I think if it's something that's not implemented, that you don't see early on in life, it's going to be very hard to kind of display that in everyday things, right? Or to people that you have around you, family, friends, co-workers. It's going to be very hard, Kim.
I agree. I agree. And it starts, like you said, to me. I didn't learn self love growing up. You're right. My mother worked. My mother, like I say now, like I was a dollar sign. That's how I feel. I wasn't Kimberly. well, you say Kimberly Banks, but I like to say Kimberly Janelle.
Okay.
So I'm loving my name right now. I'm loving my name
Okay.
right now. So, but like I wasn't Kimberly. I wasn't myself. I wasn't my authentic self. And I didn't love myself. I didn't like my hair. I didn't like this hair because I couldn't perm my hair like we did back in the day.
Mm,
Natural now. So I have what they say, good hair. So you can't do the things you would want to do with good hair. It's curly. It's like my mom. So I didn't like my legs. I didn't like my body. I didn't like my voice at one point. That's why I wouldn't
mhm,
speak. I didn't like to speak. I would say I don't like my voice. My voice isn't right. It's too deep. It's this, it's that. And my journey too, like you said, was like the last 5 to 10 years that I learned to love myself, especially once the mom passed away. I had to learn how to love myself because I was everything a mom. I was a truck driver. I was a dollar sign because I was like, I
mhm.
have to hustle. No, you have to be Kimberly Janelle. That's
Right.
what you have to be. And you have to love you. And it comes from within. When we don't love what we have here, how can you love somebody else? And I agree with you with that. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't protrude that out into the world. You protrude whatever you feel, you project out.
Listen, let me tell you this, the world will take it away. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Kim. There was not a time, I mean, it almost got annoying that my mother wouldn't tell me how smart I was, how
Mhm.
beautiful I was, right? How I could be and do anything. I mean, it was honestly up until the time that she passed, these were daily things that she would say to me and my siblings, right? This reinforcement that was like no other. It was like, do you get up each morning and you know the script that you're gonna say to each one of it's 5 of us. It was no doubt at home that my mother really and truly thought her children were beautiful, smart, talented, like all these things. Now, this is the thing that people don't understand. You spend about 6.5 hours at school.
Mhm.
If you play a sport, that's another 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
we're literally talking about easily from 8 to 9 hours where you are out in the world amongst your peers. And if they don't like you, or they feel a certain kind of way about you, it can just all that reinforcement gets taken right away because you want to fit in, you want to be a part of the in crowd, right? You want to be amongst your peers, you want to be like, and I tell you, as much as I got that reinforcement at home, I mean, and what my mother's told me at home, once I got to school and these jokers laid in on my A and told me
Mhm.
what I was not from, and I went to a predominantly white school. So I got
Mhm.
from the racial slurs to not being considered smart because I was black, like all these different things. And it can
Mhm.
immediately just everything your mom and father just told you.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's this duality that I personally was fluctuating between, like, okay, mommy says I'm this, but when I go to school, and that was elementary school, middle school, high school. When I go to school, this is what everybody is saying about me and to me. So as a child, how do you balance that? So the world can take that ish away in a minute, in which you just like, well, clearly something is up because they're telling me this. Maybe they only telling me this because I belong to them. Like we can't. Because when I come out here with these other jokers, they got a whole lot of stuff to say about me, and it ain't positive.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my experience too. And no disrespect to Miss Sandy. My mother was a teacher, like we said on the last episode, but she didn't teach me a lot of things about life. She could teach
Mm,
me everything about school, but nothing about life. And and when I went out into the world, I was like bullied. I really, really was.
me
But
too.
like my mother had bought a house, and I grew up in Montclair first, and she bought this abandoned house, and she paid a little bit of money for it. I'm not gonna say, and she redid it. Now that means she gutted the house and redid the house. It was beautiful after that. They hiked on me about the White House. They hiked on me. My mother had a old car and it used to break down. They hiked on me about that, like everything, my skin color,
Oh my
just
goodness.
everything. And if you're right, when you hear it at home with your family, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. It doesn't matter, because when you go out into the world, you hear those evil things hour
Yes.
upon hour, minute upon minute, second upon second. So you begin to believe those things. That's why I didn't like my hair. I didn't like my legs. I didn't like anything about me. I didn't like anything, because those are the things that people told me were ugly.
Yeah,
So why would I?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
So,
you're right, from my weight, um, I was ugly. And these are things that I still battle with today. Like I'm mature enough to know that, hey, I understand that, my health journey is this, but trust me, a lot of times in between this, because I truly believe my health journey started when I was 12 years old,
right.
right? 12 years old, 189 pounds, and the doctor's like, you got to lose some weight, right? And I didn't want to have a dietitian. I think we spoke about this before, a nutritionist. So that's really when my health journey started. But a lot of it, I believe, in between, especially that middle part of my journey, was vanity. I'm not gonna be the fat girl, because I know what the fat girl, what that means
Right.
and what comes with that. But you're right, from being teased about my age because I was younger than everybody, right? Same grade, but a year and a half younger than everybody, about my weight. I mean, whatever they could find something. And let me tell you something, bullying ain't got no color, because
Mm-mm.
it wasn't like it was any better when I went to church.
I want to say this real quick. I think that we bully black people, but bully each other more, because if you're not fitting into a certain what they believe how you should be, then you don't fit in. That's for a whole nother episode. We're gonna leave that right there.
Eh, I mean, it could be true. I'm telling you, the pain I felt on both sides, because you gotta look at it with, dang, I'm getting it at school,
Right.
and then on the weekend I'm getting it at church.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this was a situation in which they had to find something. You think you better than us because of your clothes. Wait a minute, I don't dress myself. I don't buy a thing for myself.
That part.
My mom picked this out.
Yes.
You think you better because you lived here. I ain't picked that location. I ain't picked that town. I ain't picked that home.
My mother.
It was so many things. Like the
Right.
girls at church, Kim, the girls at church took me through something. It was, as much as they knew they was gonna get a good word that weekend, that's
Mm-hmm.
as much as they knew they would come and bully me. They were excited. They made it their agenda, their purpose, to make me feel about this small. So no, I don't have self-love.
Right. Exactly.
I only know what that looks like within the confines of my family. And even then, I'm thinking about it. Well, you're biased because I'm related to you. If I wasn't related to you, you may not feel or think these things. And
Exactly.
it really took a turn as far as me and my lack of self-love and self-worth is when, honestly, I can tell you the year I was in the 11th grade. I had dropped a whole bunch of weight and got really good at basketball. And I got so good to the point that I was playing more at school. And then I joined the AAU team and I was playing well. My grades were good. My parents allowed me to have a little boyfriend, because in black households you can't
Mm-mm.
have no boyfriend until you get a
Don't bring no
husband.
boy around here. Don't bring no boy around here. Mm-mm.
You can't have no boyfriend until you get a husband. So it was so my, and I'm like, when I started to see that, hey, I really am good at something, like my grades were good. I was doing well in basketball. I was never no troublemaker or starter. Like I wasn't in stuff. I'm like, y'all just jealous of me. Like it came to that point where I had to say, I came up with a song and everything called "You Jealous of Me." I had my siblings singing and everything. And once I established that confidence,
Mhm.
and then you remember the things that your mom and your dad did tell you, and it starts to match up. Like, yo, I'm really good. Like there's not too much you can say to me anymore, because I am smart. I am pretty. right? I am talented. I am skilled. I am nice. Like I'm not you. I'm not me, right? I'm not a bully. I'm not, I'm not. Once that matched up, there was nothing really too much nobody could tell me from that point. Because anything that you said to me, it's this don't line up from what I had already learned and what I was already in the present.
Right.
So now I understand that you're just jealous of me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you understood that early. Cause see, I didn't get that early. I didn't find out till late. Like I really like really late in life. I really already had kids, 20s, 30s. I didn't start to love every single piece of me until my 20s and 30s. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
match up. Because even though my mom would say, and I don't recall my mom saying, "You're beautiful, you this, you that." Like my mom was a product of her mom. And again, that's another video for another day. But those
Okay.
generational curses of the I don't want to say the word abuse, but like the way you speak to each other, it came down from other generations. So my mother didn't say you're beautiful. My mother said I loved you. We hugged, but my mother was like just a stern person. Like she wasn't real how I am with my kids, explaining like life and saying that you will experience this and this is how I did it. Like my mother made it seem like she was like I didn't do anything wrong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't receive that at home. So I didn't receive a lot at home, and I didn't receive a lot in the out in the world. So for me, it took me a long time for me to understand that, yeah, people really are just jealous of me. But I didn't, first of all, you mad at how I look. You need to talk to my mom, my dad, and Jesus, because they made me. You understand me? Like I don't know.
Right.
I don't know why my hair was like this. I don't know why these legs are like probably like Maud, like Nanny Maud Banks. That was her. These are her legs. These come from generations above me. How can I say what this is? I don't, like you said, I didn't buy that house. My mom
Right.
bought that. How do I know? Like I don't know what to tell you. But my journey for self love came later on, and it came like with one club music song. So were you into house music back in the day? You're
I
younger.
wasn't. I
Okay, so
wasn't.
I was a club head. I was all into house music. Growing up in the '90s, the music was so much better. But so I was into house music, and I used to listen to this one song called "Little Girl" by Viola Sykes, and the chorus was telling about, little girl, put the clothes back on yourself, because I felt like I didn't love myself because of the things that I did in relationships too, because I was
Okay.
just giving myself away to people that didn't deserve me. So that's definitely not self love. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
boy, Kim.
Yeah, yeah, I did a lot of things because, like I said, I don't even know if I told you this, but I had my son young at 21 because I didn't love myself and I wanted
Hmm.
somebody to love me. So I didn't feel my parents loved me. I didn't feel anybody loved me. So I felt that this child would love me. And me and my son are too much alike, so we don't love each other. No, no, I'm just kidding. We do, but we're just twins. We're twins. We act just alike or whatever. And I always, you feel like, oh, this child is gonna love me so much, but then you realize, he's really a pain in the butt. Like, this is not the love I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, it took that one song, and I used to listen to that song. So when you're driving the truck, you listen to the music, and that was my song. Little girl, put your clothes back on yourself. And she talked about, God loves you and loving yourself, because house music back in the day was really church music. It was really
Right.
gospel music turned into a song that you went to the club and you were like, yes, and you were singing,
Hmm.
doing all of those things. So for me, it came later on in life. And then when I lost Samad, I really, really took a deep dive into self-love and learning to love myself. And again, when I love myself, I'm able to project the love out into the world. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it before. I couldn't be in a relationship and love another person, or love a man, or my friends, my family. I really couldn't, because how can you? If you don't
Right.
love you, love myself. My mother would say things about, like, even about me driving a truck, about that being my career. And it would be sly, slick stuff. Like, yeah, like she would introduce me. Yeah, this is my daughter Kimberly, because she called me Kimberly. This is Kimberly. Yeah, she drives a truck. She doesn't make any money though. She don't make no money. Like, okay, why you gotta tell people? First of all, I don't live with you, and you don't even know what I make. Like, you don't know anything about me. Like, we don't even talk like that. I
What
don't
what
even-
what what's your mother's sign?
She's a Cancer. She was a
Okay.
Cancer. Mm, she was, but again, like I said, this is generational curses. Because my grandmother lives in Arkansas, and one time I went to Arkansas with both of them, and I was like, first of all, you 70 something and you 80, 90. Why are we still like this? Hello,
Mm,
like I was down there like, oh my gosh, like I really began to see, why my mother acted the way that she did, because it's what
right.
she learned from her own mom, and then it was the things that she felt about herself. Like even before my mom had passed, she would say, because my mother has two sisters by my grandfather with another woman, and then she has a brother with my grandma, and so she would say that my uncle was my grandma's favorite, but you could tell because like my grandmother be like, yeah, that's my fella, that's my fella.
Mhm.
Even though my mother's name was Cassandra, they called her Sandy. Yeah, that's Sandy. But Michael, yeah, that's my fella. So you could tell, the
Mhm.
difference. But my mother did the same thing too when she started to have kids, because my sister was her favorite of the way she spoke, the things that she did. But then it created a lot of hurt and pain, for me inside. And that's why I didn't like myself. And it took so long, so many years for me to love me, you know?
I gotta go back to what you said in regards to being in relationships and some of the relationships that you chose to be in, and it was an indication that you didn't love yourself.
Mm,
I can relate to that on so many levels. And even as I'm talking to you right now, my whole body got hot
mm,
because I can think about even when being little, I would younger. Even though I didn't like the boy, whoever I was liking, I just convinced myself to like him, and he would be the most unattractive. He would be the dirtiest. He would be the dumbest kid in the class. But I got so much negativity back from peers. I didn't think that nobody else would like me. So I
mm.
always until now and where I am now, I always chose less than
Me too.
on purpose.
Mm, me too.
And I say it to Will now because you know the situation that
Yeah.
I'm in, right? With all the stuff like that. So I I always, and I knew they were less than.
Yeah. Me.
I'm really trying to think. No, everybody that I dated on some way, shape, form, fashion, and they all the things I'm getting mentioned, it wasn't all in one person. Everybody had something different. They were either not attractive to me or to anyone.
Yep.
They were either they as far as wits weren't up to par to where I was for me, right? Personality was I had no standards because I didn't think I could really and truly get somebody that I deserved, and nobody would date me. So I always settled for less.
Mm, I did too. But I think I did it because hmm, you made me change my perspective now. I always thought that I did it because I didn't love myself. But I think it's deeper than that. I think I did it because I feel like I always
Mm,
tell people I could change, right? Like I know I see you and I know that you're not good enough for me, or you're not good enough even for yourself, right? Because when you take care of yourself, you can take care of somebody else. And then I would pick people that I had to basically take care of, or I needed to change. And I don't even know why I did that. Why
mm,
why am I picking somebody that I have to take care of? I have to take care of you mentally. Why am I picking a person like that? Like,
right,
I always pick somebody that I felt like I could, okay, it's okay that you don't have a job. I got the job. No. It's okay that you are doing this and I'm doing that, and it's okay, it'll be okay. I took a lot of things that I didn't have to take, but I
right.
always went back to self-love. Is I didn't love myself and I didn't have standards either. I didn't have
Hmm.
standards for people to love me because I didn't love me. How can
Right.
somebody love me if I don't even love myself? And I'm going to say, I'm not going to put up with this, this, and this. You have to be a certain way to care for me and love me.
Absolutely.
I didn't do that. I really
No.
didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, definitely now there's like non-negotiables with me. But there
Right.
was a period in time of my life in which I had no standard because my thinking was, well, nobody want me and nobody wants you.
Right.
So why not let's be together?
But do you associate it with self-love?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I can remember being in high school and there was a guy in my grade. I won't because there's when you have certain um things that happen in life, you don't forget names. So I won't even say his name.
Okay.
But he wasn't smart, he wasn't cute, and he wasn't talented. But my thing was, I had nobody checking for me. I was the fat girl who had all the latest snacks. And
Who
I
said
used
that?
that as a ploy too. Like, yo, you
Wait,
want a couple pixie
you're supposed to
sticks?
say sneakers. You're not supposed.
No,
You are not supposed to say
nope,
snacks.
nope. I had all the latest snacks. And you be in class, I be in class trying to make friends. Yo, you want two pixie sticks? Giving out snacks to befriend people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he, I was like, well, I'ma just like him. And
Hmm.
this is the crazy thing. As unattractive, dumb, and untalented he did not like me. I said, yo, I'm doing bad. I'm doing bad. And the crazy thing is that all the cool girls, they like me for the most part. You really can be with us, but we ain't putting you all the way outside the circle. You know what I mean? You can they
Hmm.
allowed me to peek in, from time to time. But but the thing is that he didn't like me. And I can remember at a school dance, he finally danced with me. He didn't want to, but
Mm.
he did. And I can remember this one girl, she said to me, the only reason why he danced with you is because you were friends with this other girl. And she was really cool and really smart. And she never had a problem with me. She always treated me kindly. So she was saying, well, he only danced with you to get to her because we were friends. Kim, I was so hurt.
That right there.
I
Mm-mm.
was so hurt. One, we two black chicks here. Two, how could you even say that to somebody? Even if it were true, you don't say it to somebody. And if that was in the ninth to 10th grade, I became the bully that I became the bully.
Mm. I guess so. After that, did you
Like
not
the
have to be?
person that was being bullied,
Yeah.
now I'm the bully. Because I had it. Like
Right.
I'm tired of the chicks at church. I'm tired of what I went through growing up. Now I'm on your way. And I was on for years.
Mm.
And because of my size at that time, nobody really wanted to press me because I it came out like Kim will whip your way. Like, don't even do it. Don't even do it. So even if you wanted to get at me, you looked at me and was like, she gonna whip my ass if I do. I ain't gonna mess with Kim.
Wow.
But for years, it
Mm.
took for me to the 11th, I said that was ninth grade. It took until my 11th grade year in which I made her cry in front of the whole cafeteria.
Hey.
And the Holy Spirit was like, that's enough. That's enough. When I saw her tears, it gave me a flashback
Wow.
of, remember you were that person crying?
Wow.
But
Mm.
people can treat you so mean, you could get on the offense like, okay, now I'm at you.
You definitely will.
And that's a lack of self-love too, because that's not who I was authentically. I turned into
Mm.
somebody I was not,
Mm. Wait.
genuinely and authentically. So that self-love thing is crazy. But when you made mention of picking and choosing relationships to be in that hit a little bit in my lower gut.
Yeah, I did bad. I did bad. You know, and it affected everything. You know, when you do that, it affects everything about you, your life, your finances, how your kids. It goes deep. Self love is so deep, you know, and it's very important, and it's one of the most important things I think that we need to focus on. And I associate it to mental health as well. Do you?
I do. And you know what? And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be totally transparent. My lack of self-love and choosing relationships that I was in, still to this day, when people bring up certain names about the people I've been with in relationships, it takes my breath away. I am devastated that I thought so lowly of myself that not only would I give myself to these people, but the time and the energy that was wasted as well, to the point where I still don't think I'm over it, to the point, and usually it's brought up to, to tease and make fun, which, I don't mind, but it's like, I gotta stop talking about it to a point, because I can't believe that I thought so low of myself that I would do that I would choose them.
Mm. I do the
So
opposite.
even now at 42 years old, it still bothers me.
Wow. You see, I do the opposite. I blocked all of that out. Girl, girl, I act like I really did. Like I would see somebody from back in the day, and like it's parts of my life that I blocked out, and they were like, "You remember me?" I would say yes, but honestly, I don't, because there were periods of my young adult life, my elementary life, my childhood life. I just blocked a lot of it out because I didn't want to deal with it, because then I have to sit in that pain. I have to sit in that stuff, and I have to evaluate myself and say, you know, like you said. But now I'm okay with evaluating myself and saying, look at what I did. Look at what you
Hmm.
did. But again, like you said too, it's painful. Like why did I even do that? How did I pick that person? Why didn't I have a thought process about this? I
All
can't believe
right.
that I did that. You know, but again, how can I pick anything good when I don't love me? I don't have boundaries for me, how to love me, how to care for me, how to take care of me. I didn't have
Yeah.
any of that. You know, it was very deep. And when you do that inner work, and that inner work has to come when you're ready to do it, you begin have to look, really sit down and evaluate yourself, and you have to see about the choices you made. And I made a lot of a lot, a lot of bad, a lot.
And you know what? Not even just in the personal sense, just in like personal relationships, is, as far as intimacy, relationships that are intimate, but even just in friendships,
Exactly.
you're like, yo, this person is don't match my fly. We are not on the same diddy bop. And you really sit there and you just be like, I cannot believe I invested this much time.
Mhm.
And when you're being honest, which I am, I talk to myself all the time. You knew
Say,
back, you saw the flags.
you better be. How much you
You-
gonna get better?
Yeah, you saw the red flags, Kim. They were waving and flapping, and you chose because you didn't want not to have a friend. You so used to
Right.
not having friends that you got one friend, and you knew she ain't the one.
Right.
Listen, I had an experience about 8 years ago, Kim, blew
Wow.
my mind. And
Wow.
and that's the thing about me and my family. Once we have vetted you and we think you good for us and our family, we will love you blind.
Mm-hmm.
We
Right.
will love you blind.
Right.
And I had this person, she was so close to me, like a family member. When you got somebody on the side of you, it's hard to really see what they're about.
Yes.
They're too close to you, the position too close, so you can't
That
see
thing
with
called
the
love is blind.
blind. You can't see them with the eyes that you're supposed to see them in.
Yep.
So when this situation came up between us, which we still to this day, 9 years ago, 9 years now, haven't really spoken about. And I'm
Right.
not going to get into all that, but she pretty much gave me an ultimatum:
Mm.
either her friendship or his friendship. We're talking about friendships here. And I said, wait a minute, are you really giving me an ultimatum? I am. And it was, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Kim. Even though we haven't had a conversation, which I've tried to have, let's close this out. She will not meet with me. She will not meet with me. Like, yo, let's really get this. No, because then you're gonna have to admit something that you may not want to admit.
That's what I was gonna say. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be real, her authentic self, and admit that she did something wrong or take accountability. That's a big word. That's a big word.
So when she gave me the ultimatum, you know what I said? I said, okay, I don't choose you, and I don't choose him. I chose me. I'm done with both of y'all.
Right. That's an important phrase. Do I choose me over this toxic situation, I'll say, unpeaceful situation? Do you choose yourself over peace? Or
That's one way you know you love yourself right there. But like, no, I ain't got to deal with that. I ain't got to deal with you. I ain't
right.
got to deal with him. I ain't got to deal with that. I ain't got to deal with them. I'ma choose me, even if that means being lonely.
See, that's right there. Nobody wants to choose themselves because they're so afraid to be alone. But when you're alone, you have to now hold yourself accountable. You have to check yourself. You only have self-reflection when you're alone. Because you spend a lot of time when you know what it is when you're in a relationship, it's about the other person. It's never about you. You over here, you doing what the person wants you to do. So then you can't sit and evaluate yourself and what you're doing wrong in life, and you sit back and say, let me look at this really. You don't do that when when you continuously being in relationships. So being alone is very important. You have to be, it's okay. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to look at yourself and love yourself. It's you have to. So I just have one question. How did you redefine your self-worth? How did you decide that? What did you do? What did you do? And what do you like, what rituals are you doing up until this day to redefine and reconfirm your self-worth for yourself?
The first thing, which I think most people who know me, is that Kim is going to be honest.
Mm,
And one of the first people I had to be honest with was myself.
yeah. Yeah.
And I really and truly don't have a whole bunch of friends. The people that, that I am have that I consider friends now, it's through like, it's like third party friendship. Like, I know her, so, and they know you, so we became friends.
Right.
But so I spend a lot of time alone. And when you're alone, right, it forces you to have to think and all of this. There's always something, an innate, in there's always been, and this innate thing in me that has always wanted to be, do, think, respond better. I don't know what you call that, but there's always been this search for, you know, wanting to be the best person I could be.
Mm.
Now, initially, that was probably to please parents, but now to operate as a human being here in this world, I have this thing to want to be the best version of myself across the board,
Yeah.
physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I want to be it. This is not a facade. So it's spending that time alone, knowing that, and seeking the things that I want to improve upon and that I'm deficient at, things I don't like about myself, right? Some of the things that people, evaluating some of the experiences that I've had and having to say to myself, like, let's weigh this. Is that really true, what they said about you? What do you believe about you? What does God say about you? What did your mom say
That part.
about you? And who you gonna believe? These people who know nothing about you, or these people who know everything about you? But even if you don't want to include your parents and all the things in your family, how do you feel about you? Do you truly believe that you're a good person? Yes, but there's some things I have to work on. You know what I mean? Like I got to be more patient with people. Like I have to be more gracious with people. I have to be like if you're answering it honestly, you will find things that you are deficient at and that you need to improve upon because nobody's perfect.
But that's the key right there. Answering it honestly.
How
I
you
don't.
gonna lie to yourself though? That's what I understand. It's you and you.
They
So
lie.
you gonna lie to you?
Yes, people lie to themselves all day. I'm a good woman. I don't know why I can't find a good man because you're not a good woman. There's something about you you need to change. Stop lying to yourself. They do it all the time. I can't get my money right. All I gotta do is hit the lottery. You gotta fix your finances. How are you going to get the blessing of $2 million if you can't manage 200? It
You
doesn't
ain't
work
lying.
like that. So now you lying to yourself. They just people just lie to themselves all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing, that you have to be honest with yourself. And when you're reevaluating yourself, I think that's the most important thing.
Well, you're right then. That reevaluation and that introspection or that introspection is that what people need to have because, and I don't know how to tell people to get it. I really don't because it's not. You seen when you trying to be honest with people, like yo, good brother, good sister. I noticed that and I don't. They don't receive that well. So you can't even go to them in love and say, hey, I think and you lying to yourself. So what do you tell people to do?
It has to come from within. I'm going to say one thing that I want to point out that you said. See, the reevaluation, right? I'm gonna say reevaluate because you got to keep. That means keep going, keep doing.
Right.
You said two important things: yourself and God. So when you're assessing every single situation,
Yes.
does it bring value to me? Because when you value you, does this bring value to me? And let me sit down and think about it logically, because people are not using logic.
Just honestly.
Well, I also have to say logic because common sense ain't
Yeah,
common.
true.
So
Yeah. My
you
sister tell
gotta,
me that all the time.
yeah,
What's common to me ain't common to somebody else. That's what my sister tells me that all the time.
it
Kimberly,
ain't,
you can't expect common sense to be same across the board. You're
but
right. You're right about that.
logic is, because logic means you're in truth, you're in reality. That's logic means that you are taking the stance that I understand what this really means logically. So if you know that God made us all perfect, that's all it says in the Bible. It didn't say anything about anything else. We all perfect. You say the little baby is perfect when the newborn. Oh, look at the little baby. You don't tweet. Oh, why you not don't tweet when you get 30, 40, 50, 60? What happened? I understand that the world poured that into you, but then how are you going to pour it out of you and become who you want to be? I think that that's important. Like, who do I want to be for myself? I think that like legend status, I love to use that. Somebody gave me that. But when I respect my name, because back in the day, your mother would say, "Don't you listen? You represent me. Don't go out in the streets and act a fool." Like, we don't say that anymore. Like, when you go out into,
Mhm.
who are you repping? So if I'm repping me, then I'm going to make sure I'm going to act a certain way. I'm going to take care of me. Me
Right.
means I'm repping or respecting myself. That's another thing. We don't respect ourselves. How can you how can you how can you think logically if you don't even respect your own opinion, your own self?
Right.
Like, I don't call this a mind. I call this a kingdom. This is a kingdom. Like, take care of your kingdom. We have to take care of our mind. Like, for me, is I really have to work on it every day. Like, there's affirmations, there's things that I'm putting my mind into, and I'm staying in a positive way.
Can I ask you a question? And let me see how you feel about it. Do you think because we are so and I don't want to get into because this is not one of the times for health and all of that, but do you think because we are so sick physically that we cannot think clearly enough to even consider what loving ourselves looks like? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, someone who is trying to work on their health or someone who is in pursuit of health, I think is a quality of self-love.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I do agree with you when you say, are we so
that we can't even we don't even think about self-love. We don't know what that is. We can't put steps toward to, loving ourselves and improving upon ourselves. Is it because we are so bombarded with and ridden with disease and illness that we don't even think about self-love and what that looks like, and more specifically what it looks like for us or the individual?
Yeah, we are. Because whatever you eat and everything that you consume besides food, the news, everything around you makes the person who you are. So yes, how can you see past anything if you're not taking the time to understand what you're putting inside your body? Those things, if like I said, I ate some bad things and my body changes once you change what you eat. So if you eat bad things, because we're not perfect, so of course every now and again I'm going to eat a cheeseburger. I'm going to eat these things, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm not a perfect person. But when I do, because I've cleared out everything, why do they say, okay, drink turmeric or ginger and make these concoctions and all the brain fog will be gone? Isn't that what they tell you on TV? Buy this magic pill and your brain fog will be gone. So that must be a clear indication that what you're eating or drinking is no good for you.
It's affecting
It's
you
it's affect
mentally and emotionally.
exactly. So then you don't even you just so hooked on the addiction to the flavors, you don't even think that it's messing with this here. Your kingdom. You have to stop. You have to the diet has to change. The mind, you have to work on your mind, you have to work on your diet, and then you can love yourself. Because then now you're going to be open and your consciousness will rise, and then you'll be open to things that'll help you be a better person. But also too, I'm gonna go back to that real quick, like you said. I think wanting to be a better person, wanting your name to mean something, wanting your what are people gonna say about you when you die? What do you want them to say? Like, don't you
Right,
want them to say these good things? And okay, then that means I gave that out to the world, but that's also what I gave out because how I feel about myself. You know,
right.
I think that all of those things matter. But I just want you to get into the tell me I ain't lying segment. This is my favorite segment, y'all, because if you know Kim, she is a truth teller. We both are, but like she's like, I'm down here. She's a truth teller. She's up here with her truth. Like,
Too
so
much sometimes. Too
this
much sometimes. I was like, man, you got to slow down. You telling people your business too much. Because not everybody can handle it though, Kim.
that's
You know
true.
what I mean? If you
Yeah.
come across thinking that you're doing something in love, and then you getting ready to get jumped with Timberland boots on with them unlaced, the construction, they ready to get at you, straight
The
onyx
butters.
on you.
The butters about to hit your grill.
Girl, what you got for me today?
I want you to talk about no, I'm gonna let you do whatever's on your mind
All
and
right.
your tell me I ain't lying segment. I want you to drop the gems on us right now.
So we talked a little bit about this offline too, but over the last 2 weeks, I've been listening to podcasts with well-to-do Black men talking about women getting BBLs and other enhancements. And they are confused. They're confused because they don't understand how a woman who is doing things that are artificial slash fake, right, want a real man. Now, hold up. Now, I'm just telling you what they said.
We're just
Don't
the
get funny
messenger.
about this.
Don't shoot the messenger. We just giving the
Don't shoot the
message.
messenger. But I am talking about well-to-do Black men talking about women who are getting these enhancements. And I don't mean well-to-do just financially. I mean in here and
In
in here,
here. In here. Yes.
right?
Yes. Because
And
it's deeper than money.
they are confused why you are getting everything from your butt to your lips to your cheeks, right? The eyelashes, which they
I'm
talking about
about
the
to fly
eyelashes
away.
that cause the adhesive on it is affecting women's vision. I can't lie about this.
Wait, I just had to say this. I can't even understand, like, okay. and then I'm gonna put the glue because it's glue there, correct?
Hey, listen, this is all about self-love because somebody will say, Kim, well, that's how they love themselves. I'm just saying,
I
this
get
is their
that,
act.
but
This
that
is their
that
act.
ain't
Oh,
you. What you
oh, self.
loving? That's not you. I don't care. Like I don't. That sounds great, but that's not you.
Listen here. Nobody, don't come and get me. Don't handcuff me. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing
Come for
men
me,
talk
because
about.
I'm really
And not
like
just
that.
black men, but men in general. Right? I'm just telling you what men are talking about. Because even when I went to get my cut, I'm talking a Caucasian man and a Hispanic man saying the same thing. And this is what they're saying. How you gonna say you want a real man, but you doing things that are fake from head to toe, risking your life, risking like what you just tell me. You saw something where they were bleeding, they were getting
Yeah,
the BL, and they
they
were
get the
bleeding.
BBLs. I posted on Facebook, and my me mom was like, "Don't do that anymore." And I'm like, "Yes," because we have to understand the ramifications of this. First of all, I just want to say this: when you love yourself and you truly believe in God, and God made you perfect, you don't change anything about you, right? You love you. So if you feel the need to change anything or alter it with a knife, like they're taking a knife and they're cutting out something, they're taking it out of something and then they're putting it down here for you to have something bigger that nobody cares about but you. But you know why you care about it? Because you're putting it online. So when you put your body online for free, might I add, ain't it just the same thing as OnlyFans? But you're doing it for free because you're not getting paid. Like you getting likes. Unless you're getting paid off those likes, I can see it. But if you're not, then like I don't get it. Like I don't understand. You know,
Kim.
it's terrible. Like even the hair thing. Like I okay, if you have something and a reason to do it, okay, then I get it. You have to wear
Mhm.
alopecia is a real thing. I get that.
Yeah.
But if you are doing it because you feel the need to be somebody other than yourself, that is not self-love. So if you don't have self-love, how is the man that you seek or woman is going to love you? It's not possible. It's not possible. I don't understand it. So at night, what are you doing? You go home with the dude, and then at night you got to go in the bathroom. You have to take all the makeup off your face.
Yo.
You have to pluck these off, or you keep them on, or whatever. I don't know. I never done it. You have to take off what? What else? The nails are not you. Like I used to have the fake nails, but when I had got I had a fungus on my foot, and then I
Okay.
realized that the nail polish, when I began to do the research, is very toxic. So then
Yes.
now I still get my nails and stuff done, but I don't put any polish. Guess what I realized she could do? She could buff. She buffs them.
Yeah.
It look like I got on nail polish.
Yep.
I don't even need to clear. So I don't do any of that anymore. I still take care of my cuticles and all of that because that's important. That's a part of the self-love. But what I'm not going to do is put the nail polish there. All of that glue. So what do you think it does to your body? That's toxins.
Kim.
The BBL thing is nuts. Now one man said that they wanted their woman to have it.
And that was the point I wanted to get to.
Not one
Because
man.
what the men were saying was this: I'll have sex with you, but
Mm,
I'm not gonna cuff you.
right,
I ain't gonna keep you.
right, right.
Like
Yeah.
you'll never be in the home.
Mm,
You'll never have the whip. You'll never have my kids. And if
right.
I do have kids without, like we just doing that, we happen to have kids. Trust me, you ain't gonna be the wife.
Mm-mm.
So you good for that. But as far as being on my hip, no, we not going. They even said that once the clothes came off, it looked weird when they were intimate.
Yeah.
It threw them off.
Because what do? They take fat out of your leg or thighs and put it there, right?
Sometimes it ain't even that. Sometimes it's other products, like
Probably.
like the silicone or whatever, and they're
Oh yeah, like
injecting like
the silicone breasts. I hate when I see them. They sitting all up like they up here. They just perfect. Like let me see the saggy ones, okay? I want to see a
oh,
saggy.
but you know what? Because I just want like Kim. You may be doing. Not only are you ain't gonna get the man, and you gonna be sick. Come on now.
Now you're a financial liability.
It's like you shooting yourself 2 times and ain't able to get up. Am
Yeah.
I lying?
No.
You know I ain't lying.
No.
You're not getting nothing out of it.
You sick
You're
when you
not
first
getting
have the
the
surgery.
dude, huh?
You're sick when you first have the surgery.
You're not getting the dude, and you making yourself sick.
Yeah.
Just it like, and if you are getting the dude, you getting them for you ain't you
No,
he
you're not
not
getting the dude.
life in you.
No, you getting sex and you getting dinners. But if that's all you worth, let me know. If that's all you want, let me know. Because you're not, if you all you going to dookie that dinner out. So that's not even healthy. So all right, so you're gonna eat, you might go on vacations, you good for the Instagram
They'll
photos.
buy you a few things,
But if that's
but
all you
as
worth,
far as getting that for long term, they not keeping you. And then it was saying, well, if they're not getting the man, then they're doing it to be in competition with
with
other
another
women.
woman. That say it. You had better say it. That's the only reason why you're doing it. Because you see other, and we compare ourselves all the time. Oh, look at her butt. Like, and then she's posting men. First of all, AI could put any man there, could create anything for you. So nothing is real no more. So if you want to see a real marriage and real love, you gotta look for some. Yeah, I'm married 40 years. When I see people say they married 30, 40 years, 10, 15 years, I don't see a girl with a BBL next to that husband. I don't see no
They
girl with a
they
BBL.
never choose the fake chick to marry.
No, no, mm-mm,
They
mm-mm,
never cuff
no,
the BBL chick.
no. The BBL chick
They
is for
never
Instagram.
cuff the big eye. Like you just don't. You when you see the men, it like you see them with regular women.
That's it. That's why I said when you look back and you see people that say, "This is my husband for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years," those are regular women. Nothing is enhanced. That's what the BBL is for, competition with other women, because no man told you that I want that. It's good for
Competing
the
with them for
street.
what?
Wait,
You still
wait.
ain't getting the man. Like
But wait,
compete,
I
Kim.
lied. Wait a minute, sis, I lied. You know why I lied? Because I said nobody's gonna like that. Wait a minute, you're going to get that little bing, that heart. But if that's all that matters to you is the like on the Instagram, the TikTok, and all of that. But then I get it too because you making money. See, the world has changed, so now you make money off of all of those likes and this and that. But you have just destroyed your body, destroyed your mentality. You don't love yourself, and you're not going to receive the love from a relationship that you claim that you want. I made a video about that a long time ago, and a few years ago, maybe a year or two now. Like, why do y'all women say you want a real man, but you not real yourself? Nothing on you is real. Nothing on you is real. You have after you when you say, okay, baby, let me change it to my lingerie, because I like to say lingerie. When y'all let me change it to my lingerie, and then you going in the bathroom, you got to wipe all of that off, and you come back out. He gonna see somebody else that he took to dinner.
Yeah. Yo, Kim, let me tell you a quick story here. Because being an athletic trainer, I had a school that had football, all male coaches. You listen, you hear conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hear one of our coaches, he's talking to, the other male coaches. He go, a baby come home. She was, we came back. She was looking good and stuff like that. They do. He said he woke up and he didn't know who he went to bed with. He said she
I
had a
know.
stocking cap on like me. He, he said, bro, she had a stocking cap on like me. No eyelashes and nothing. He said it shocked him. He
But
couldn't even, he said that was it. He went to bed with the dream and woke up with the nightmare. I said, oh, am I lying? I'm not lying. That's how it be. When Kim, when he said he woke up and saw her in that stocking cap.
that's what I'm saying.
And
That's
and
that's
he
only
said
you at the dinner.
she looked like him. I thought I was going to holler.
That's only you at the dinner or at the event. That's not you back at the crib. So if that's not you back at the crib, what are we doing right now? Who are you? Men need to. I swear,
Yeah.
I'm about to
Yeah.
write me a book. I'm about to write me a Steve Harvey book for men. Right? Let me give y'all a couple of questions to ask. Who are you really? Can you send me a picture of you? I want to. When you, as soon as you wake up, send me that picture.
Yo, baby, is that my stocking cap or is that yours? That's yours?
I know he didn't marry her.
I can't. I can't make Kim.
I know he didn't marry her, right?
No. Like you, but you know, he was once married, bachelor now, already had 2 boys. You know what I mean? So he's living a bachelor lifestyle when he's telling his fellow brothers this story, and I'm pretending like I'm cleaning up. When he said, "Yo," she shocked him. He didn't know. He had to look at it like, "Yo, who?" Because when he went to bed with, he said, "Yo," he could. It just made him so upset. He said, "I ain't calling. I ain't talk to her no more. I can't. I can't." But that's the thing. You you can't say you want a real man,
Mhm.
but everything about you is fake. It's a oxymoron.
It is.
It's oxymoronic. It
It
don't
is.
even make sense. And
Right.
then you wonder why they don't want you. They don't want you, or they don't want to cuff you. They don't want to keep you. They don't want you on their hip. They don't want to marry you because you're not real.
Exactly. Be your
You're not
authentic self.
real.
Just be you.
But
Love
don't
you.
stop saying you can't come out. You're like, no, you can't find the man that's gonna want the stuff that you want. That's what it is. Because there are men out here.
A
But no,
lot.
stop a lot. Stop
A
giving
lot.
our brothers a bad name. Stop doing that. You
Mhm.
might just be choosing the wrong type of man. Get a man who himself is falsified.
What- wait. I
Huh?
just went into my mind. Wait, I gotta think about that. What would a man have?
Oh, let's hear. Men ain't look.
Wait, what would they have that
Men
would
are
be?
getting their abs injected, Kim.
Oh, ew.
I
What?
kid you not. Kid you not. Oscar De La
I'm
Hoya
over
was
here crying.
just on
Wait.
Shannon Sharp's podcast some months ago, talking about how he had these ab implants to make his abs look good, or they're getting stuff pumped in their calf or in their chest to make their chest look fuller. Oh, they doing some things too. So won't the
Oh,
BBL chick
yeah. She got to
find
get.
the ab pumping dude and chest filler dude and want y'all date?
It'd be a perfect thing. Neither one of y'all real.
No, it's in. Don't go out on a hot day, yo.
And they say that
Don't
that
go
stuff
get no sun.
stinks. They say
Huh?
the BBL has a smell. They say. So can you
Kim,
imagine? Can you
girl,
imagine?
stop.
Can you imagine?
Okay.
I'm just wait a minute. I just
Wait
want to say
now.
this.
Wait.
Wait. But look, sis. I don't. How do you? This is kind of graphic, but all right. So it's like this. It's big, right? So it's all big, right? How do you get really in there to get that wipe done when you finish Dookie? How
Kim,
you gonna get in there? You done
what
made it. It ain't real. It ain't real. So it's just it don't even spread correctly. How can
what's
you?
the smell though, Kim?
I don't know. The
Like
men
like
said.
plastic?
I think they said
Like
it's
rubber?
no. I think they said because you can't get in between there, and when you do get a little good white
I'm
down.
done. I'm done. I'm done.
Because if it's not real, can you spread it naturally?
I don't even know how they do it because
I
I
think
have
it's
no
like this.
interest.
I think it's like this, and you just trying to, you can't. It don't
Stop.
move right. It's not gonna move right. Just like the breasts don't move right either when they not real. They be like this. I think your butt is like this. So how can you really get back there
Girl,
to do hygiene?
girl,
You have to
bye,
take
boy,
care of your
stop.
vajayjay. So you have to take care of your booty. Both of them have to be cared for in a specific way when you're a woman. And then they said that they
Girl,
leak.
bye, boys. Huh?
They
See,
leaking.
I don't know the ins and outs about it. So
Oh,
I
I did
don't
some
even,
research. I wanted to
I don't
understand.
even know.
I wanted to understand. I'm a research person, so I wanted to understand the BBL and the phenomena behind it, and why are we doing this, right? And what men thought of it. And I mean, I look at those things. Not one man said they wanted it. Not one man, like you said they cuffing a woman. That's not going to be my wife. There, I don't see not one BBL wedding dress. Huh? You? Have you seen one BBL? If you do, send it to me. And when we come on next time, we're going to show y'all the BBL that's in the wedding dress. Show me the BBL wedding dress. I ain't seen one.
Out of here.
Yeah. So it stink, and how can the hygiene be good? It's not. It's not okay. And then after over time, like you said, your health, those things, this you are now a financial liability to the man that you want to be your husband. Because those things are going to put that's toxins in your body, right? So there's going to be something wrong with you later on. And when you get older, our skin naturally sags, especially if you're not lifting weights and all of that and building muscle. So if you not, because you clearly not going to do that, because you paid to fix your body, even the belly button be to the left. It don't be centered. It don't be nothing. I could tell that you got that fake stomach. But the point of it is you won't take the time to build the body the right way. Just takes over time to get better. So that you got all this fake stuff, you're going to be sick later on. So the man has to financially take care of that because you wanted to build the body instead of work for the body. No, I instruct my sons
You mean buy the body? They ain't built nothing. They bought the body. Buy the body.
buy the body to build the body. No, I will instruct my children. Please don't find a natural, real woman. Even my own
That
kids. I have nothing but sons. I see them. I don't see them with nobody with a B. I ain't had no BBL brought here yet. Yet. Not
is that
one.
a prerequisite now? Like when parents sit down, mothers sit down and talk to their children now. Is that is that the thing now? Like we have to think about that now. When you sit down, like, baby, I just want to let you know, like, is that what we're talking about now with our sons?
I will. Because I'm all into real conversations. Don't bring no BBL back here. Because I'm gonna explain to you that's gonna be a financial hardship later on. She's gonna be a sickly person. Now she's not gonna barely go to work because she's gonna be sick too much. She won't be able to work. Her mentality, she does not love herself, so she can't love you. Because self-love means that I accept everything that God gave me. How I look, how I feel, everything. I accept everything how God gave me. And this is who I am. I was perfect as a newborn and I'm perfect now. That's not good for a relationship. So as a mother, you should be instructing your sons not to be with.
Damn, Kim, you gave me something to think about. I never thought about it in that way.
Mhm. I mean,
I never thought about it in that way.
be real. Like, bring it home. Why? That woman does not love her. How can she love you?
I'm playing devil's advocate, and then I know we got to get off, but I'm playing devil's advocate here for a little bit, and we could cut all of this out. But some may argue that her doing or women doing the enhancements does mean that they love themselves.
Okay,
They
so
saw something that they didn't like about their body, and they did it. They took care of it.
okay,
I don't agree, but you
you
know
took
how
care of it.
people can be.
I know. That's what they're
She's
gonna say.
being proactive. You always say if you don't like something about yourself, then change it. So
Do
she
a
changed it.
hundred squats a day or do 20. Because don't make me the next video. You know that dude that I be showing on Instagram? That dude, he all he does is teach everybody to do all them squats. That's a
Yeah.
man. If that man got that butt, you could get it naturally. If you feel like you need a big butt, you
Take
can
too
do
much
that.
time. I need it now.
Well, that's
I
the
need I
problem.
need that ass now.
Instant gratification is never good for you. That's all I have. But I know that's what they're gonna come back with, and I can't wait. And we are taking all questions, comments. Let's talk about it. We can have a whole forum. Y'all
I
come,
like I said, because
come on
people be
in.
quick to attack. People be
They
quick to
do.
attack. I'm
Listen,
telling you the conversation
yes,
that I'm hearing men have online, right? Through social media and off social
exactly.
media.
You wait. I just want to add this too. Women always think they know what a man wants, but you never hanging around a man to hear and listen. So I was like the first girl in my family born amongst boys. My cousins is all boys. There's no girls. My sister is 5 years younger than me, 4.5 or whatever. So all I did, like you, like I'm around these men. I'm hearing, I'm listening, I'm taking it in. So that's why you can't have a woman's assessment for a man to think you know what they want when you're not a man. You're
And
a
I got three
woman.
brothers, so I could already tell you.
They don't want that. That's not good for you, number one. And they don't want it. So you did it because you wanted to change you. Great. And then nobody wants you. So then now what?
That what you have to understand, and we can end on this. We talked about that introspection, right? We talked about that reevaluation. We talked about doing that self work, right? We
Yes.
talked about all of that. I think if some of these women and men start asking themselves honestly, why do I want these eyelashes? Why do I want this butt? Why do I want to enlarge my breasts? Why do I want to inject my lips? And so on and so on.
No,
You
not
can
want.
get to
Need. Wait says
need,
need.
need.
Yes.
You will get the answer. You have to do the root work. And it may stem from trauma.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? It may, like something may have happened to make you feel insecure, but you have to do the work. And until you do that work and you keep, as we have done, especially in our culture, we sweep things under the rug. What goes on the house, stay in the house.
Yes.
You don't need no therapy. You just need God. As long as that's a whole nother one, Kim. But as long as we keep on with that,
Yeah.
you're going to see an increase in men and women doing things to enhance themselves outwardly instead of figuring out how to enhance themselves inwardly.
Yes. And it has to.
Until next time, we'll see you later. This is Two Kims, One Journey.